I'm Courtney Files with the Frank Leta Automotive Group, and I'm here with Jerry, one of our technicians. He's going to show us how to replace the wiper blade and the wiper blade insert on a Honda.
Mainly this is on the 2018 model year. This only applies to factory blades, so you know, if you have Ancos, Tricos, any of the aftermarkets, it won't apply. There's a little bit different mounting on them. So if that's the case, if you're replacing the blades because of that and you want to go to the factory blades, you may consult, you know, the internet or whatever and get the instructions on removing those. Okay. Also, you want to make sure you get these on correctly because if they come off, it could damage the windshield. So just a word of the wise. And then also, if anyone's uncomfortable after viewing this, we can help them out here at the dealer, get those installed for them, you know, if they feel uncomfortable. Perfect. So mainly, what we have is the different components. This portion here is called the wiper arm, and this whole component here is the wiper blade. And I'll go ahead and get this. And the wiper blade is just this whole component with the insert, which is a rubber insert, which I'll show you in a minute. In order to get it off, there's a little tab under here. You press it toward you, so it'll be pressed up towards you. We'll wiggle this down, so we'll pull downward pressure and apply it that way.
So you're pressing it towards you, you wiggle it and pull it down.
Right.
Okay.
And what I do, you can use a bath towel or anything. This has downward pressure, and we don't want it to smash into the windshield. It could damage the windshield. So. Okay. What I was saying before, this component here, this little rubber strip, this is the insert. This complete assembly is the blade. Okay. So when you go in and ask, you know, the parts professionals what they're looking at, you know, what you're looking at, if you want the whole blade, this is the whole component. If you want the insert, just tell them I need an insert. So that way you get, you know, what you came in for. From here, I'll show you how to do this on the bench. Okay, perfect. So now we're at the bench and you're gonna show us how to replace the wiper blade insert. Right. So what's the difference between the insert and the actual wiper blade? So the insert is this rubber, little rubber strip here that goes the length of the blade. The blade is actually this whole portion. So yeah, naturally, if you're asking for this at the parts counter, that's the different components. Okay. So mainly to remove, and a lot of times you may want to replace the blade. Sometimes they break if you got ice and you're trying to remove the ice. I've seen a lot of people break these. They're chipping away and break them. Okay. Sometimes these fade over time, and people are like, man, these look unsightly. You know, you can replace the blade as well. Okay. But the inserts, you know, they're fairly easy to replace as well, and they're inexpensive. You know, you don't have to buy the whole blade in order to do the insert. You know, it's much cheaper, and you can have a couple on hand. You know, and I recommend replacing these maybe every 6 months, or you know, if you get streaks, naturally you need to replace them. You know,
and the cost of them is about?
They're much cheaper than the blade. I think they're around $6-7. Okay. You know, so yeah, you can have, you know, a couple on hand. One thing before you begin, I recommend between the driver's side and the passenger side, there's two different sizes. As you can see, I've got one long one short. Make sure you've got the correct side and the correct blade. Just, you know, before you start, so you don't get everything apart and figure out, okay, I've got the wrong side, or you know, sometimes things happen and you may get the wrong insert. Okay, that's good to know. So basically what you do to start, you test it. So as you can see, this side doesn't wiggle very much. I can't pull this insert down. Over on this side, I can pull this insert down. Okay. This is going to be the side I start with. So basically all you have to do is this cap, this has a cap here. You pull this blade, this insert down below the cap, and then you lift up on it to get it above that cap. And basically all you have to do is just feed it out from there.
Well, that's easy.
Pull it out.
Okay.
And then grab our new one. Now, the side you want to start with, this has a little rubber nub here.
Yeah, I can see that.
That is not the side you want to start with. You want to start with the smooth side, and we will start. Now, there's also a little groove here, a little channel. This channel goes into this groove in here. It's crucial to get that in there because this could it'll either not wipe correctly, you'll get streaks, or it could come off and possibly damage the
So
windshield.
making sure that groove is inserted
Right.
correctly.
And if you take and put this side on, you'll struggle getting this on because that little nub will drag on there and you won't be able to get that on there. So basically all you have to do is feed that through and pull it up to the end. And then I just pull this down to where this comes just past the cap and you'll see it drop down in the channel.
Okay.
Now, this end here sometimes will be up like that. Basically all you have to do is pull it back and then release it, and that locks it in place there. And at that point, yeah, the installation of this insert is complete. And basically all you have to do is just put it back on the vehicle, the whole blade back on the vehicle, and you're in business. And
All
then
right.
I would recommend just hitting the wiper, the washers, and just test it out that way. So.
All right, so let's go put this wiper blade back on the car.
All right, so a lot of you probably ask, how do I know if I have factory blades? The Mitsuba, these are made by Mitsuba. They say Mitsuba right where the mount is. So that'll tell you. And then also these have two end caps, which these are not removable on these, by the way. But these two indicators will tell you, you have a factory blade.
Okay.
At this part, really all you have to do, you grab your new blade and then just grab your wiper arm and then lock it back in place. You'll hear that click. So we'll do it one more time. You hear that click and then just kind of move it like that and then easily let that back down and you've got your blade installed.
Perfect. And that is how you replace the wiper blade and wiper blade insert.